Good morning, grade 12. It's Tuesday, and you're going to go to page 65, and we're going to start a whole new class. And we can see that the T-song class contains these attributes: artist, song, album, track number, and duration, and these methods. So we are going to go and write that class. But to do that, we're going to write it in the program. So on page 2.3.2, page 66, there is the instruction. We're going to go to the My Playlist folder and open that program. I should have opened the program before. Let's say file open. So you go open it from your data files. And it will be in the My Playlist. So there we go. And now we have to add a new class to it. How do we do that? So we go to File, New, Unit, and we're going to call this unit Song class. So we go File, Save As, and we make sure it's in the same folder, which it will automatically go to, and you type the word song class here in the file name, and there it is. Then in the interface, we're going to type our uses. We're going to make sure we have sys, utils, dialogues, and math. Okay, and then we're going to go type the word type. And then we're going to say T-song, I think it's called T-song. T-song. So there's the things that we need: artist, song, album, track number, and duration. So T-song, we're going to have that. T-song equals class. T-song equals class. And then we type private and public. Then in the private section, we must declare some variables: f artist, f song, f artist, which will be a string, f song, make that a string, f album, string, f track, track number, string, integer. And take note, you use f in front of the word so you can distinguish them from others. And f duration, if it's in seconds, then that's definitely an integer. Eh? Yep. Right. And the following methods. Now we're not going to do a default construct, we'll just do a parameterized construct. In other words, a construct that's got parameters in it, and then we'll be fine. So in the public, we're going to write constructor create, open brackets, s artist, comma s song, comma s album, variables for all the things that we want to set our private fields to. If album, and those are all strings, and then semicolon for another lot, I number, and I length, colon integer. So there mustn't be the same names as your parameters. There mustn't be the same names as these words here. They've got to be different, but you have to have them all in your constructor create. Then we're going to move on. As you can see, I've got our length integer. Then we're going to get another method, getters and setters. Get something and set something. All right. Procedure, there's going to be a lot of them. Procedure set artist. Okay, and in brackets s name colon string. If we're going to set something, then we know that we must have something coming into that procedure here to set it. Procedures are set methods. Procedure set song, and then you'll have s song coming in there, variable coming in. Remember, when you write your own methods, you always, and you have parameters, you just make up your variables that you want to use coming in. Then procedure, in other words the ones in brackets, set album, and I'm going to just use the word s album as my parameter name, my variable that's coming in here, s album, set album, and then procedure, oh, this is a long-winded day, procedure set track number inum, it's coming in there, an integer. See, it must be the same data type that your field is, and then procedure. So you get the idea. Set methods are procedures. Set duration in brackets I, duration colon integer, and there we have it. Then they said you must write functions, get methods. Get method. So all of these getters, get method. Right, get method. Right, functions are get methods. Function, get artist, colon, it's a string. Function, get song, colon, that will be a string function. Function, get album, that will be a string function. Function, get track, colon integer. Function, get duration, that will be an integer. Now before we go any further, let's implement all this lot. Highlight it all, Control Shift C, and that's a lot. Now let's go and look at the first one. A constructor create. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get all these fields. See them? And I'm copying and pasting so it'll be a bit quicker. And we make them equal to whatever's coming in. So f artist will be equal to s artist. See that one there. F song will be equal to f s song. F album is equal to s album. Where's s album coming from? The parameter list there. Our track number equals INO. F duration colon equals, what's the duration that's coming in here? What did we call it in our parameter list? I length. Okay, that's that done. Now what about these others? Get album. Well, that's quite easy. We say result equals f album, the private field up here, and it's all going to be that result equals all functions, get functions, result equals f artist, get duration, result equals f duration, the private field. Get song, result will be equal to f song, our private field. And get track number, the same thing, f track number, result equals. Now set album, slightly different, we're setting the private field, so f album must be equal to s album. Where's s album coming from? There it is in the parameter list. And set artist, we're going to say f artist equals s name, this string here in the parameter list. Set duration, we say the private field f duration equals I duration, that's coming in from there. And then over here we have set song, then we say f song equals s song, which is coming into this procedure called set song. Then set track number, we're setting f track number equal to rnum, which is the integer that's coming into this procedure. Alright, so that's that all written. That was quick. Easy marks as well. And the next thing that they want us to do here is to get a toString method. So the toString method must return a whole lot of things. We're just going to write the header for that over here. Function toString colon string. Okay, so there's our function for, we haven't written it. Oops, why have my, oh, insert T, function toString. And then we have another method that we have to write. It says here a toString method. Well, the toString is always a function. And then a get quick reference that returns a string. They say a method that returns a string, so that's going to be a function. If it's a method that returns something, get quick reference. So we say function get quick reference, and that's, they said that it must return a string. So there it is. Then the next one we're going to write is a get minute duration that returns a string. Function get minute duration. How do I know it's a function? Because I said it returns something, a string. Right, now we're going to move down to page 66 and 2.3.2, and we're opening that. Okay, we've got our class, definition. We've done the getters and setters, and they're telling us about the toString method. The toString method returns a string that displays the attribute, the lines, attribute label and attribute value below each other. Okay, right, below each other. Right, so that means, okay, let's go and implement function toString, Control Shift C. We're going to say result equals, and now we're going to go and put it all in strings, and we have artist, song, album. Artist, song, album. So I'm going to say the word artist plus, oops, and a space, plus f artist, and join that to a hash 13. And then we're going to join that to the word album plus f album, the private field, plus hash 13. And then we're going to join that to, oops, I better go and get some space here, song plus f song plus hash 13, and that will, then we're going to have track number plus hash 13. Oh, but plus, before we do the plus hash 13, we've got to put in the track number, which is an integer, int to string f track, plus hash 13, and then the last one will be the duration plus int to string f duration, and that will be it. Was there 5 of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. Alright, so that's what the toString function does, and that's what you'll always be doing. Into string over there. Okay, so that's that done. Next one is a quick reference function returns a string in the format song, and then a funny squiggle, then this album, then a funny squiggle, then the artist. Alright, get quick reference. There it is. Result equals f song plus, I don't know where I'm going to get that funny squiggle from, So I'll just use a dash plus f album, join that to a little dash, and then plus f artist. Now take note, f artist. There we go. So now take note that we have basically joined a string using the private fields. Okay, there they are. The private fields up top there, we're using them to return it in the form of a string, and we know they're all strings, so that's fine. Now the next thing that they want us to do is to get minute duration, convert the song duration from seconds to minutes. To minutes and seconds, and returns a string in the format mm:/ss. So get minute duration has to do some calculation and returns a string in that format. Control Shift C. Oops. Why doesn't it want to oh, I did already implement it. Get minute duration. Oh, darn it, I put the code in the wrong place. Okay, get quick reference was that other one. Control Shift C. What? Oh, there's get quick reference, and the toString method. Control Shift C. Where is it? toString. I've used that for the toString. Where's my toString method? Oh, there it is. I've got to move this stuff out of here and make sure it's in my toString method down here. And now we're going to do our calculation for the get minute duration. That should be fun. What are we going to use? We're going to use the seconds that are in this variable called f duration, because remember f duration was all seconds, so we've got to get f duration and change it up. So we're going to use some variables over here. We're going to use mod and div, I think, well maybe, yeah, I minutes comma I seconds colon integer, and we'll say I minutes is equal to f duration. Now we can use f duration here because div 60 and I seconds will be equal to f duration div, mod 60. What will be the remainder after we divide by 60? And there's your minutes and seconds, done. Now remember, div and mod, you have to use integers all around. Integer, 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 integer. If duration is an integer, so it's good, we can do it. And our result will be a string. Remember, this is a function, so we have to return result. Will be int to string I min plus, and then we join a colon, plus int to string I sec. And that's it, done. Right, now you have to do this, because guess what we're going to do in the next activity? We're going to use this method, this class that we've just written here, and we're going to implement it using the main program.